What if I told you, the quietest person in the room is fighting the loudest battle in life? What if I told you, the boy who sits alone today will one day stand above everyone? This is the story of a boy nobody believed in. He wasn't popular. He wasn't rich. He wasn't talented at school. He was just there. When teams were chosen, he was the last pick. When jokes were told, he was the punchline. But nobody ever asked why he was so quiet. Nobody noticed the dark circles under his eyes. Nobody saw the weight he carried, because pain doesn't always scream. Sometimes it sits silently in the corner. At home, things were worse. His father had passed away years ago. His mother worked day and night. But illness slowly stole her strength. Bills piled up like mountains. Electricity cut off. Food sometimes missing. And that little boy pretended not to be hungry so his mother could eat. At night, he would look at the ceiling and whisper, "One day, I will fix this." But deep inside, even he didn't know how. One day at school, the teacher returned exam papers, red marks, big cross. He failed. Class laughed again. Loser, failure, you'll never be anything. Those words, they don't disappear. They stay. They echo. They become voices in your head. That day he walked home in the rain. Not because he liked it, but because no one could see his tears. That night, his mother fainted. Doctor said, "She needs treatment. It costs money." Money, the one thing they didn't have. That was the night something changed. The boy sat beside his sleeping mother and said, "I don't know how, but I promise you, I will become strong. Not for fame, not for revenge, but for her." From that day he stopped complaining. He started working. Morning school, evening small job, night studying, while friends played games. He watched free tutorials while others slept. He practiced skills. Days became months. Months became years. He failed many times. Job rejected. Business idea failed. People doubted again and again and again. But something inside him refused to die. Hope. Nobody clapped when he worked at 2 a.m. Nobody noticed when he cried from exhaustion. Nobody cared when he wanted to quit. But every time he thought of quitting, he remembered hospital walls. He remembered his mother's weak smile. And he kept going. Pain became fuel. Loneliness became focus. Rejection became training. Slowly, the same boy who couldn't answer in class started mastering skills. Confidence grew. Not loud confidence, silent confidence. The dangerous kind. One day, an opportunity came. Small freelance project, low pay. But he gave everything. Days without sleep, heart in every detail. And when the client replied, "This is amazing," that one sentence felt bigger than all the insults combined. It wasn't money. It was proof. Proof that he wasn't useless. Proof that effort works. Work increased. Skills improved. Income slowly grew. He paid hospital bills. He bought medicine. He fixed the broken roof. The house that once felt heavy started feeling warm again. Mother smiled more, and that smile was worth every tear. Years later, school reunion, the same students, the same faces, but this time they weren't laughing, they were surprised. "How did you do it? When did you change? You're so lucky." Lucky they didn't see the nights. They didn't see the breakdowns. They didn't see the fear. But he didn't argue. He didn't boast. He just smiled. Because real winners don't need to explain. One evening, he took his mother to a new home. Simple, clean, bright. She looked around with tears in her eyes. You did this. He nodded. No speech, no drama, just a hug. That hug was the real success. Not money, not fame, but peace. Some battles are invisible. Some heroes look ordinary. Some winners sit alone for years before the world notices. If you are the quiet one, if people laugh at you, if life feels unfair, remember this: the caterpillar looks small until it becomes a butterfly. The seed looks buried until it becomes a tree. And the boy who sits alone may one day stand above everyone. Don't quit. Not today, not tomorrow, because your story is still being written. Stay strong. The world hasn't seen your final form yet.